So greetings, greetings to you. I know it's Sunday and I'm not supposed to be wearing clothing on Sunday, but elections is just about a week from now. Yeah, a week from now to be exact. Let me see. To be exact, elections would be on the, yeah, almost a week. Next Monday, not tomorrow, the next week Monday is elections day. It is V-Day, voting day, victory day. I do not know the future. I can only say what I would like to see happen. I subscribe to that fact that I might be selfish. I might only want what's best for me. And what is best for me is President Irfan Ali continuing on the path for progress, continuing to transform Guyana into this period in human experience. That's a selfish agenda I have. I want to see that continue. I make no apologies for that. None whatsoever. So yes, I would like you to get enough rest for this week to avoid any conflicts, any confrontation. Be calm, be restored, be restful, be at peace, be in harmony with the rest of the population that stand in solidarity for the PPP's victory. Be that and avoid provocation, avoid temptation, because guess what? When you are locked up, you can't vote. If you have an issue where you have to hide from the police, you can't vote. So the PNC, the WIN party, remember that WIN, W-I-N, translate to we invest in Negroes. The WIN party and the PNC party, they have one thing in common. They have one thing in common, and that is they both invest in thuggery, in hooliganism, in bullyism, in chaos, criminality, criminals. That's what the WIN and the PNC party have what they have in common. So they would use the apparatus of the human resource to provoke the PPP voters to get into confrontation, to get into conflicts, so that they, the PNC and the WIN party, can pay their police agents to lock up the PPP people at least till after the elections. So what does that do to us? It robs us of the opportunity of having continuity in terms of numbers of voting. That's what it does to us. So what we have to do as PPP persons is to avoid confrontation. Do not tempt yourself. You know the playbook of the PNC, the same playbook WIN is using. Provoke PPP, provoke them so that they either end up dead or in prison. We don't want dead people in our camp. We want votes. We want people to stay alive so that they can vote for the PPP. We want them to stay out of trouble, stay out of prison, so they can vote for the PPP. That's what we're looking for. So at the end of the day, progress must continue. Now, there are a number of things I want to address today. Leading up to the elections, I need to deal with what's important, the relevant issues that has to do with what is a threat to our country, a threat to President Irfan Ali and Vice President Jagdeo, and a threat to Guyana's democracy and your future as Guyanese. That's what I need to focus on for the coming days. Now, listen. I saw the thing, you all did, with this lunatic Macintosh or Brian Max. He prefers to be called that, Brian Max or Mad Max. He failed to understand that Mad Max is just a movie theme. It's Hollywood. It's not real. And even in the Mad Max movie, the people who played the role of Mad Max, they end up terrible with a very, very bad end. So if you want to apply that to reality, that may be your similar fate. But look, I may comment because these are things that were played out in the public. Whatever history this Guyanese critic guy may have with this Mad Max guy, it's none of my business, it's none of my concern. Okay, I would not use energy to deal with those kinds of thuggery between two crazy people. But what I wouldn't tolerate, what I would not tolerate, if this Guyanese critic man doing what he does best, entertain, and this Mad Max guy doing what he does best, provoke and look for attention. You see, since the day when, a few days ago, when this Mad Max guy was with a machete calling for the assassination of one of the government ministers, Priya Manikchan to be exact. If I was Priya Manikchan's husband, let me tell you how serious I am. Politics or not, if I, Dr. Lord Prasad, and let me go by the government name, Kenny Shorin Warner, if I was Priya Manikchan's husband, be it she's a minister, public figure, or whatever, and any lunatic smart enough in their right mind come in the public in front my wife's place of work with a weapon, calling for her to be assassinated, as her husband, let me tell you what I would do. That is not a matter for the police. The police doesn't have a mandate to protect my wife. It is my responsibility to protect my wife. I would get to that Mad Max guy and show him, not teach him. I will show him what it's like to threaten a man's wife in front of her place of employment. I will fuck him up. You know what I'm saying? If I was Priya Manikchan's husband, Brian Max, I will fuck you up. I will take that machete that you were thinking around, because you're not a mental person. You don't have a certificate for being mentally disabled. You don't have that. You're not a mental handicap. No psychiatric ward has signed off that you are a crazy person. And even if you were a crazy person, by license or certification, it meant the state would have been responsible for you being out there putting the lives of the public in danger. Then I would sue the psychiatric ward because I couldn't do you anything as a madman. The law protects mad people, right? The law says, well, they're not in their right-mindedness, so you can't harm them. But at least the law also says you need to keep these mad people in an isolated place so they do not cause harm to others. So Brian Max, you are not a crazy person. You went there in your right frame of mind as a sober individual, not drunk, premeditated to go and harm this woman who, if, like I said, if it was my wife. Those are not things you joke about. That's not about being politics that the PNC or the others are going to sit back and laugh at and say, well, he's right because after all, she this. No, no, that's another man's wife. That's somebody's mother. And if I'm saying this, if I was her husband, Brian Max, I will literally fuck you up. You understand me? I let all them fuckers with their camera who likes to film, let them film me fucking you up by publicly making threats against my wife with a weapon. No, the state don't have to protect my wife. The cops don't have to protect my wife. I will protect my wife and do whatever the fuck I have to do to protect her. Now, you're lucky that she's not my wife. And they just have to play nice politics and just treat it as what it is. But people like you, Brian Max, you're fucking with the wrong people. The wrong people. You understand? Politics is politics. You talk stuff. That's all you do. You talk stuff. You stay in your corner and you entertain your crowd by talking bullshit. But if you're going to step out of your comfort zone to be confrontational to people you may have issues with, that is not justified issues, if you are going to go to that extent, then it's no longer politics, it's personal. And then I have to be proactive. I have to protect my interest and my people, and yes. And if I have to take one for the team, then I'll take one for the team. So be it. I'll protect my wife against at least one threat. When the threat is gone, then fine. I'll deal with the consequences. But that's just me. Now, so I'll come on to the other issue. Whatever issues you have with this Guyanese critic guy, it's like me and an enemy. I know this enemy of mine has bad intention. Now, I'm in my comfort zone. I'm in my territory. I'm on my land. And I know my rights. Being on my land, I know my rights. So even if I say, in light of what's happening, come. I know you want to harm me. You know I want to harm you. I'm calling you. You have to be a bully, knowing that you are threatening me publicly, knowing that you want to see my destruction, and to accept a verbal invitation in the light of an escalating situation to step on my land to confront me. You got to be a fucking idiot. You have to be suicidal. You are beyond mad. That's bullyism. That's showing me that you're a thug, you're a gangster. You can come in my house and shit talk me in my house. That's what it's showing me. Because I know you really have to be stupid to accept that invitation, knowing what could happen to you. But the fact that you still accept it, I have to be no, hey, this guy is coming. Then this is no longer a talk thing. He's coming to harm me. He would not come here if his intentions were not to harm me, and he has some kind of concealed weapon. He don't care about the consequences. His mandate is to harm me, and then he deal with the consequences because he has nothing to live for. He has nothing to lose, and he's doing his sponsors a favor. Because if he harms me and I am out of the picture, the sponsors will take care of him. They will pay who they have to pay, bribe who they have to bribe to get him off, but I'm done. I have to assume that. And then not only that, you're coming into my house, and disrespecting my guests, disrespecting my guest. Everybody that is on my land is under my protection. Everybody. The same way how you guys, the WIN people and the PNC people, destroyed the Doubleday Hotel, beat up those Indo-Guyanese and talk about all those stuff because you said that the child should have been protected on the land of the hotel? Yes. Yes, so when you're on somebody's property, it's their right, and if they invite you, they're supposed to look out for your interests. So when you're going to come into my house with the intentions that you have, filming it, that's also a violation of privacy. You're not supposed to, you come, why are you filming? You're walking into my house, why are you filming? That's a violation. You could be charged for that. You didn't get my permission to film my property. And you want to disrespect my guests, whom you have no issues with. The person is just there by default because I invited them. If I can't look out for my guests, then who will come after that? They say, hey, no, I'm not protect. You can't protect people around you. You know, you're not. No. What I'm saying here is, I saw the whole thing. This Brian Max guy, because of his reputation of being a provocator, his reputation of always wanting to harm people, and his intentions are bad, and the associations with a criminal organization like the Mohammeds, you have to be alert when these guys are around. You can't wait for them to pull the strike. You don't know where they're coming with. You have to assume the worst. That's how you protect. That's self-defense. So what I saw, my opinion, is an act of self-defense against an aggressor, against a brazen, disrespectful, dishonorable, lunatic, sanctioned aggressor. And he is lucky. He has to consider that luck. Because Brian Max, the critic may have defended himself against you. The critic may have defended the honor of his guest against you. But let me say this to you and the WIN people. Let me say this. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I never did. I use no substance, no narcotic substance, none of that. I don't have a nightlife life. I try my best to stay a certain way. I use no multivitamin, nothing of that. You know, so whatever you see is natural. It's natural. Okay? I don't spend years in the gym. I have a gym, my personal gym, but I don't spend every day. I just, whenever the need is. So if you think that what you got from the Guyanese Critic in the man's house, in his premises, disrespecting his guest, humiliating the man and his guest on camera to your audience, if I was in that studio and I was the person that you are aggressive towards, you see this? Should I get it harder? See this? That's real. No fucking steroids, no bloat up tablets, no water. That is pure power, pure energy. 1000% pure. No stimulants, no substance, none whatsoever. And if I take these fucking large hands and hit you with it, this is what you call the death penalty. This is. It's not going to sleep. It's not a sleeping pill. What critic gave you is a sleeping pill. This is the death penalty. This is why I never fought in my life. I never fought in my life because I understand the level of my strength and I know what I'm capable of. I don't get involved. I don't. But if it comes like that, to that extent, it's in politics to me. You understand? Because be it owing money or whatever, like I said, that's none of my business. The Mohammeds got to be really out of their fucking mind with all the shit that's happening to them, with all the legal problems they have, to pay people to terrorize other people. They really got to be I mean, I know they're stupid, but they really got to be really stupid to have known criminals like this Max guy and Doggy go around the place. Well, Doggy had done it. He beat a woman up with a gun, right? So, okay, okay, fine. Okay, fine. Okay. So what happened with the Max and the critic? If I was the critic in that position, based on who I am, it would have been worse for Max. It would have. So that self-defense, I don't see the point why the Guyanese critic was arrested. For what? You see why people don't trust the fucking police in Guyana? Why would you arrest the man that was the target? You came to my fucking house, disrespecting my guests. I can tell you bring your wife for me to fuck her. Are you going to do it? I can tell you bring your daughter for her to suck my dick. Are you going to tell her, go suck Professor Love's dick? Are you going to tell your wife, he's asking you to come, go over? Come on, man. I can tell you, listen, sell your house and bring me the money. I can tell you, take this, go kill that person. Are you going to do it? If you do, you're stupid. If I tell you I want to fuck your wife and you bring her, what do you think I'll say? Oh, what's wrong with you? It's a joke? No, I'll fuck her for you. So if somebody tells you to go to your death, you're going to go? If the critic tells you, come for the money, knowing that it's not a legal transaction because nobody called to say, hey, Guyanese critic, I'm sending this man over to pick up so. No. We understand the scenario. There was no lawful right for the Max guy to enter the man's premises. None. Under the circumstances, he was out of place. And then to go in the man's place and disrespect a guest who has nothing to do with him, and more so, used the vice president's name in such a derogatory act. You are accusing the guest of being a homosexual. You are accusing the vice president as being a bully that likes to bugger people's mother and their and like I said, on my show, I defend the vice president, I defend the president. It's my right to do that. It's my constitutional right and duty to defend my leaders. I signed up for that. I have to defend them and their character because they are great men who do good for the country. They saved and protect that country, and I am grateful for what they're doing for Guyana. I will defend them. And what the critic did, he was in his right place legally to defend the honor of one, the vice president, and two, his guests, and three, his place. He was right to do that. So Max, count your blessing. It wasn't me. Count your blessing. And you have to rewrite the laws. This is why we need the PPP to get a majority in the parliament so they can rewrite and change the laws, because the laws are fucked up. The laws are in favor of criminals. The laws of Guyana protects criminals. That's what it does. It protects criminals. How the fuck can you charge a man who was just defending his honor? Max should be in jail. How? How do you do that? Because the whole system is rigged because of the PNC. And the government, the Ali government, could not have changed regulations and the way the law works because they don't have the majority. I mean, they have one seat majority. That can't do the job. You need the PPP to have a large, massive majority, 10, because these things has to stop. You charging the victim and the perpetrator is free to go make another life, further cussing. Look, my take on that story, that incident, is that Max didn't get more. Yeah, that's my take. Is that he didn't get more beatings. He should have been fucked up since he wanted to kill the Minister of Education. Since then, he should have been fucked up. But you see what happens when you let these criminals walk? See what happens? Look what happens when you allow criminals to roam free. You give them cheap bail and they're billionaires. Look what happened. You see what happens? They run for president. They run for fucking president. That's what criminals do when you allow them to go. They come back with the same crime and they surround themselves with like-minded people. And look at the chaos they cause. And this nerve of this Azruddin Mohammed guy, the nerve of this fucker to want decent-minded Guyanese to give him the time of the day to listen to his squeaky, immature, sloppy voice? Seriously? Why do you want to be president? I want to be president because since 2019, a lot of Guyanese tell me I'm the president. I'm talking nice. I can't speak like that. I'm way too intelligent. I don't know what it's like to be dumb. It's not possible. It doesn't. I can't. But let's try. Yeah, because oh shit, not even that. Yeah. Oh fuck, nah, that's even worse. Yeah, because the Guyanese people, they tell me that Azruddin Mohammed and the handicapped and the disabled people, and oh yeah, he's right on that one. Yes, Azruddin Mohammed is right on that one, that the disabled community of Guyana wants him to be president because his entire fucking team is disabled. So that's good. He is speaking on behalf of self representation. He's fucking disabled. So his team, Doggy and this fucking Max guy and this Fator and this fucking whoever else, all disabled. Yes, he's going to be a president for them. Build an island somewhere and go run his government there. Oh yes, they're already trying to get to Venezuela. So he can, when Maduro is gone, yeah, he can take over. So yes, moving on. Oh, you didn't get that? You didn't get the whole point with the critic thing? I don't know critic personally. We never talked. He even denied knowing me. To him, I don't exist. So why should I say this seemingly in favor of the critic? Yeah, I don't know the critic. The critic don't know me, so fuck it, whatever. But it was played out in the public's domain. So based on that, I'm saying the critic had a right to slap his ass. And if it was me, he would have been in the ICU. Okay? In the ICU. Good. Are we good now? Okay. America is always right. Say what you want. I have my issues with America. Yeah, I have my issues. It's personal. But when it comes to certain international issues, when it comes to their Justice Department, when it comes to their ability to investigate, to get to the bottom of situations, America is always right. They have the best mechanism, the best apparatus, the best team, the best people to get the job done. So everything the Americans said regarding Azruddin Mohammed, they are 100 plus 10% correct. Everything. Now in Guyana, look at your situation. Look at the people that this man is associating himself with. Thugs. Look at what they're doing. They're beating women. They're invading people's place. This is the group of people that Mohammed wants to form his cabinet with. You think it's bad now? Imagine that Mohammed in some universe is president. And he is now collecting from all the people who supposedly owes him. You see why that story, that kidnapping story, when they kidnapped that young man for a week, Essequibo starved him, beat him, abused him, terrorized his mother. You see why it's coming to fall into peace now? All the things that Junior Bash guy came out and talked about, drugs and collusion with Venezuela. All these things, you see how it's piecing together? The Curacao heist, gold heist. The Republic metal smelting factory in America. All the crimes that has to do with kidnappings, bullyism, torture, drugs, gun, smuggling, all of it. You see how it is falling into pieces, and it has nothing to do with the fucking government. You see? Who is fingered in all that? The man who wants your vote. The idiot who wants your vote. His people are doing them shit. His people. Imagine the pride of the Guyanese. Imagine the pride. I'm proud to be a Guyanese. And they're walking into the polling booth on Monday and say, as a proud Guyanese, as a Guyanese that believes in law and order, as a Guyanese that stands for the truth and justice, I am going to put my X on what? Oh, what the fuck am I doing? PPP. I almost just put my X on that idiot. When? That makes me an idiot. No. Mm-mm. So the police officers, one of them sent me a message. You think this is a joke? One police officer in Guyana sent me a message via TikTok on I have two TikTok sites. And he said, give me his name. He said, I want you to know I'm a police officer, blah, blah, blah. My name is so, and I proudly voted for Win. Now I'm giving you my name because you said you'll be Home Affairs Minister. When you're Home Affairs Minister, you can come look me up. I'm telling you I voted for Win. Police officer. I didn't respond. So now you know, sir, that I read your message because I'm talking about it. What happened is that that's a retired police officer that lost the job because people like Azruddin Mohammed bribed them to get involved in corruptive activities, and as a result, he was fired. So he voted for Win, hoping that Azruddin Mohammed will know that, and when Azruddin Mohammed is deported to Venezuela, he can take this ex-cop with him. Yeah. Because no police officer in Guyana, in their right mind, will vote for the PNC, AFC, or fucking Win. No police officer. Because police officers in Guyana pride themselves in being law enforcers, not law corrupters. And if you are true unto yourself as a cop, you are proud of your badge, you stand in honor, you serve in dignity. If you are that person, in no way, shape, or form would you vote for anything else other than the PPP Civic. In no way. So I'm not bothered with that. I know that's an ex-cop with an axe to grind. Yeah. So, the Americans were right. Azruddin Mohammed, the son, is more dangerous than the father. More dangerous. He has no value for black lives. Let me tell you niggas this. Azruddin Mohammed has no value for your life. If he has any value for your life, he wouldn't bribe you to come to listen to his sloppy messages on his campaign trail. He wouldn't bribe you if he has value for your life. When you value people's lives, you don't pay them. You let them voluntarily see some value in you, and they follow you because of that. It's like a woman. If you pay a woman to fuck her, you don't value her. You see her like a for sale. You never, if you value a woman, you will never pay her to have sex. Men pay prostitutes because men don't value prostitutes. A man can see a prostitute dying and he would just walk by. Men would not go to defend prostitutes. Never. Because we, not just men, we don't value prostitutes. Whores, we don't value you. But I don't pay, but the guys who pay, I'm telling you, they pay you because you have no worth. So Azruddin pays certain kinds of black people because to him, they have no worth. They have no value. They're worthless. When they die for him, I'll just pay another one. I'll pay another one. Because you have no worth. To him in his eyes, you're scum. Worthless. So if he can pay you to show up at his rally, it's because you are just dogs. Street dogs that you just throw some bread to and they follow you. That's the unfortunate thing. All the people now who associate themselves on that platform, the black people, I know you are regretting it because you want the world to see that, hey, I'm not done with this kind of stuff. Yes, you are. The things Doggy is saying as a spokesperson for WIN, the threats he's making, the claims, and speaking of claims, honestly, ladies, Guyanese women, honestly, man, I mean, come on, fuck, man. Look, this is Azruddin Mohammed right-hand man, his handler, his fixer, the man that is constantly in his ears. That man went on another gay show and saying that men have a clitoris at the back. Imagine this is a black man who wants to be a thug, who tries to be, appears to be a gangster, who said he grew up in America, who said he studied in New York, paid for by Azruddin, who beat up on women. Okay, the men who beat women are gay men. Bisexual men are the men who hit women. Straight men don't beat women. You understand? If a man hits a woman, if you have a man and he likes to beat you, he's fucking in the ass. Yes, I'm saying that. So Doggy is one of them. And he confirmed it when he talked about a man having a clitoris. What the fuck is a clitoris? Do you know what a clitoris is, Doggy? It is the suspension thing on the woman's vagina that is responsible for her pleasure. And the base of the clitoris is in the vagina, where you call the G-spot, that spongy part there, with him at 2 or 3 inches in at the top. When you put your finger, is like, well, you wouldn't know because you don't put your finger in women's vagina because you rather the anus. You are the anus finger guy. But real men would know that when you put your finger in 1 or 2, and you see that soft, spongy thing, you know, the top there. And then with your thumb, you can just reach the clitoris. This is inside, so you can, yeah, that's the clit at the top, and the bottom inside is the base, which is like the root, which is, yeah, that's what they call the G-spot for a woman. Men don't have that. Biological male, men who were born male, men who their mother pushed them out as fucking boys, don't have a fucking clitoris. They don't. Any man who is trying to justify buggery is a homosexual. So trying to say that men have back clitoris, you think you're going to push young men to explore? What is Doggy talking about? Orgasm? No, men don't have orgasm. You fucking fools are so stupid, man. For heaven's sake, read a book. Men don't have orgasms. Men ejaculate. You know what an orgasm is? It's an oral gasp. It's a climax of everything. Men don't have that. Men ejaculate. Oh, you want to know what gets a man horny? Well, yeah, well, okay. Doggy wouldn't know that. You need to talk to a real man who can tell you what gets men horny. You see, as a straight man, what gets me horny is looking at a woman. Not just any woman. That's basically it. My eyes. My eyes gets me horny. My eyes. What gets me ready to fuck? My dick. This gets me horny and this ready to fuck. That's basically it. It's not mathematical calculation or scientific. No, basic. A man's real man, that is. Eyes. Men are stimulated based on sight. Okay, let me break it down. When a man looks, he sees, that's get him horny. Horny means he's ready. He wants to like, hey. And when he's ready to fuck, his dick. And when that penis comes in contact with that tight, slippery, juicy, wet, warm inside of the vagina, from the time the head, that rim, passes maybe an inch, then all you want to do is to go get deeper, deeper, 8, 9 inches deeper. That's what make men ejaculate. When you get in contact with that juice and that tight, that grip, you just want to like, but I wouldn't advise, no, slow, you know, it's not a sex show. Let me just, for that sex stuff. I'm just saying that this is one of the person that Win would have in his cabinet. As a matter of fact, he would be the vice president. He would gayerize your boys. He would include that on the school curriculum. Teach young men that they have a clitoris in the back, so they need to stimulate that so they can have an orgasm. Where would they get the orgasm, doggy? In the asshole? Where would you get an orgasm for a man? In your asshole? What is it, shit? That's the camp of Win. That's the camp of Win. Azruddin's guys. They're bullies, they're homosexuals, and they're idiots. That's Win. Win for you there. So the Americans were right. He's a criminal who's stupid. Yeah. Give them that. The Americans were also right about Maduro. You see, Maduro and his bitch ass self now coming like a little boy, begging, CARICOM. Oh, we have to stand together. We can't allow the imperialist to come and invade our sovereignty. Acts of aggression. You fucking idiot, Maduro. You loser. You're talking about aggression. You're talking about imperialists. You are talking about violating sovereignty. You are. Oh, really? Let's turn the pages back. Let's turn the pages back. The whole Argyle situation was because of your aggression towards Guyana. Because of your imperialist mentality towards Guyana. You're forgetting? You attacked, you approached oil companies operating legally in Guyana's waters. You did. Threatening them. You threatened to invade Guyana. You had an elections for a governor of Essequibo. You were the one who redrew the map, including the territory of a sovereign nation. You fucking loser, Maduro. You did. You threatened to annihilate the Ali government. You threatened to send your soldiers to invade Guyana. You did. I know you like some pussy running around begging. Really? Now you see what's its worth. Now you want peace. Now you're begging your citizens to stand up for you, even though you have killed over 8,000 of your own citizens because they stood up against you. Now you want to come and talk about peace when it is close, when war is close, within minutes or hours. Oh, now you want CARICOM to stand with you. The same CARICOM that was begging you to back off. Same CARICOM that came out and talked against your elections. Same CARICOM who said respect the ICJ's ruling. Same CARICOM, you want them now to come and fight for you? You broke the American laws. You invaded America with your drugs. You killed the people there with your fentanyl and your drugs. You did. The Americans were correct. I think 50 million is too small of a number. It is too small. Trump should have put 100 million. So the Venezuelans themselves would hand you the fuck over. That's a lot of people to split 50 million. How much Venezuelan there are? 300 million? So Trump should have given 100 million. If I was a billionaire, I would tell Trump, hey, take 10 million, put it to the 50 million, and we'll get that asshole. I would have done it. Yes. Because the same way you had your drugs flood the American market, the same way you have the drugs flood Guyana. You're fucking up that country too. You're giving us a bad name. Because you are colluding with our criminals to bring hell down on that country. Now you want to rescue? Take them. Take the Mohammed's family. We're going to give them to you. No paperwork. Just take them. They want visa? Give it to them. Just take them. It's easy for the Americans. They can take Mohammed there too. When they come for you, they'll take them too. It's easy. Just take them. You have messed up enough. It's time Venezuela come back to some normalcy. Let the people live free. Let them eat 3 meals a day. Let them change their clothing and buy new cars and renovate their homes, and let them go back home. They want to go back to Venezuela. They love their country, but you are in the fucking way, Maduro. Just get the fuck out. Okay. Go to Russia. You'll get asylum there. Putin would help you, protect you there. Just like the Syrian president, you can go there too. Give your country back to its people. Fucking bus driver turned dictator. How the heck did you get from being a bus driver to being such an asshole? Bus drivers are nice people. They have to interact with people. They have to be nice to their customers. They have to treat people with respect. How did you get from that humble, nice, Mr. Nice guy as a bus driver to a fucking dictator? How did that happen? Money corrupts people. So America, please go get Maduro. Please go and get Maduro. And for the Venezuelans, I see that I'm trending with some of your sites, some of your pro-Maduro pages. I see you're talking stuff about me. Okay, whatever. But I want you to understand, the Americans have made it clear. They have nothing against the Venezuelan people. Nothing. You're nice people. Your criminals need to go to jail. Your terrorists and your drug dealers need to be hanged and go to jail, yeah. But the masses of Venezuelan people, you should welcome this. They're going to liberate you. Welcome this. Don't fight and get yourself killed for Maduro. He's the one they want. You didn't push the drugs. And now his military chief is coming on camera and saying how much drugs They capture how much this, how much that. Why I'm saying this to you? Because a lot of people have a tendency to want to blame America. The Americans said, just like Azruddin Mohammed, collusion with Russia, Venezuela, and all of these drug cartels, we now got to see that they were correct. We now got to see. Of recent, this Junior Bash guy who established his ties with the Mohammeds claims that gold and stuff were coming from Venezuela to Guyana via Venezuelan military, who of course is connected to Maduro. When the Americans told us that, we thought, oh, well, the Americans, no. Azruddin's people confirmed that. And now you have the Venezuelan military on camera, a 1-hour press conference claiming that they had to intercept drug gangs in Venezuela. They showed pictures of how these people are making the cocaine. Yeah. His own people are saying, yes, they have drug smuggling out to America, but it's not Maduro. Yeah, but it's not Maduro. Then who the fuck is it? So now we see the Americans were correct. He is the largest narco trafficker to date. Because his own people are saying that, yes, they captured how many drug people. So what I'm trying to say here, people, is that this. Don't hate because you have the emotions to hate. Azruddin Mohammed, like the vice president said and everybody said, is the greatest threat to Guyana's future right now. We know he can't get close to the presidency. That's besides the point. But the point is, if he sets foot in the National Assembly of Guyana, we are fucked. Okay? That body is a legal body when it comes to the country's governance, the assembly, representation. And if he goes there, he carries all his baggages with him. All his baggages. And when the sanctions come down, you can't say the Americans hate Guyana. No, they warned you years in advance. Years in advance, they tell you. They warn you of what will happen if this man gets close to government. They tell you what would happen. So if some of you stupid ass Negroes, and I'm saying Negroes because you can't buy Indian people so easily. They'll pretend. The Indo-Guyanese are pretending that they like Maduro, Azruddin, just pretending. The same dumbass Max or Max guy, and this other girl, what's her name? Shian. I think she likes Jagdeo. Shian, I think you like Jagdeo. I think you have something, you have a crush on Jagdeo. I would understand. Jagdeo is a nice guy. He's handsome. And for his age, 60, the guy's, yeah, he's attractive. I can understand if you have some gay guys kind of find him hot. That's why this Max guy could say that, tell this fellow, O.C. Rogers, that accusing him that Jagdeo did this to him and his mother, because I think Max is also fantasizing what Jagdeo can do to him. But the unfortunate thing is, from my information, Jagdeo is straight. Jagdeo likes women. But Jagdeo likes the idea of these fools talking that he is into that kind of stuff, because it gives more attention to women. Because the women are saying, what? Jagdeo is, but he fucked me last night. I mean, Vice President, I'm not talking because you're married. Please. I'm not insinuating that you still do that kind of ladies man's thing. I'm not saying that. I'm saying back in the day. So the women are saying, huh? No gay guy can fuck like that. Maybe I should go try again. So because of what they said about Jack Dio kept getting pussy. Because women just want to find out if it's true. But it's too bad that the man is faithful to his wife now, and he's like, let them just talk, man. I don't have time with that. What I know is that I'm not passing any gay rights bill here. I'm not signing no, that's what I know. So they can talk what they want. But I think Shian Jabur, I think she has a crush on Jagdio. I don't think she likes bad guys with beards because Irfan Ali has beards and he's a Muslim. And Muslims are against that shit. The Muslims are the strictest religion when it comes to that kind of practice. Homosexuality, the Muslims are like, hey, hell no. So I don't think they know what religion is Jagdio. What is he, a Christian? Christian are more, sympathetic to that kind of stuff. So I think Shia and Jabur has a crush on Jagdio. So that's why she's always talking about Jagdio. Oh, Jagdio this and Jagdio that and Jagdio this and Jagdio that. But if I should speak based on what I know with Bar Jagdio, Shian. Ladyboy Shian. Listen. Bara Jagdio likes biological females. Females that were born with a front clitoris attached to the vaginal. Yes. Jagdio likes females that were born with a front clitoris. I think you're mistaken. If you're talking about people who like people with clitoris at the back, you have to go to, oh, you are there. Oh, yeah. You are the right place. Win. Talk to the chief medical advisor, Doggy. The chief finance minister, Doggy. The vice presidential candidate, Doggy. Talk to those people. Because every time he plays a different role. And he will tell you that if you would like to get involved with people who have clitoris at the back, those will be from the PNC camp. Rickford Burke, Mark Benchcop. I think I am beginning to think that Smelly Smell is a she-male. I don't think she's a real female. I think Smelly Smell is a she-male. I think she had a sex change. I thought she would have a back clitoris. She would have that. You can investigate. And this false prophet from London, those people would have back clitoris, and Shian girl lady thing you can contact those people, and they would you would find home there. They'll accept you as family. But when it comes to the PPP, we like women who were born with a vagina. We like, because when you eat the pussy, you gotta suck the clitoris, and that thing smells good. I don't know what the back. I don't know. I have no idea. Talk to Doggy. He's the chief medical advisor for WIN, and he would know more about that. Yes, he's the advisor, so you can talk to him. But for now, just remember that they're building new prisons. They have enough room for Azruddin and his people. Okay, so if you're trying to come out the closet, so that when you're there with your boss, you would say, hey, didn't you guys follow me on Facebook where I was talking about my interest in and whoever? Yes, any day now, they will take Maduro and they will take all the associates of Maduro. And we are going to willingly, voluntarily give them Win and his associates. You can take them. And again, I'm calling on the Guyana government, the Irfan Ali government, to close down the Venezuelan embassy. Close down the Venezuelan embassy. And all the people who cross the border, all the refugees from Venezuela that are not registered, send them back. Send them back to Venezuela, because you don't know, they could be spies. They could be soldiers, they could be militants, they could be all of that, waiting for the go-ahead from their boss, Maduro, to create unrest. You don't know when can be using these people to create problems after elections. Remember, he has one of his ads in Spanish. The guy who couldn't even pass English classes is doing advertisement for his party in Spanish. That dunce. Because he's targeting the Venezuelan population in Guyana. So if you don't want chaos, because he would say that they voted for him in honor of their boss, Maduro gave them the directives to vote for Win. You have to round them up and get rid of as much of them as you can before the elections. And those who come for legalization, to legalize their status, you have to tag them, put a chip in them so you can know where they are. You have to tag them, implant a chip. They have it, you can get it. Implant a chip in all the Venezuelan migrants so you can track them, you can trace them, you can monitor them and know what their activities are. That's what you need to do. You can't take chances. Get rid of the embassy, close the embassy down, shut it down, recall the Guyanese ambassador to Venezuela, recall them, shut down the embassy there, cut all ties with Venezuela, because right now, you don't want an influx of their people, because the Americans are going to get Maduro. And he is using all those poor black people in Venezuela to fight for him. The only people that are registering right now to fight, who are enlisting in the Venezuelan military right now, are black people. It's like anywhere, they just don't value life. In Guyana, you want to have something done, something bad done, you can go to the ghetto and bribe some nigger there, give them some money or some planting chip, and they do it without thinking of the risk. Look in Venezuela. There are long lines going to enlist to fight for that criminal Maduro. And in the line, most are black people. No fucking value for life. Why can't the Maduro people or the other people there go? They value life. So no, let them niggas go. When they die, we can take their land. Don't do it. Let Maduro fight his own battle. And for the Guyanese, save yourself. We need to get rid of the parasite, which is the Mohammed's family. They're the parasite. We need the Guyana government to freeze their assets, to sell their assets, to recover that money that was stolen in taxes, so we wouldn't miss them. The government is building 50,000, 100,000 houses and so on. You want some cheap lapidated house from the Mohammeds when you can get massive, good structure, brand new house from the government? Let the Americans go and take the Mohammeds. Give them up free. I would buy their ticket for them. Yes, Mohammed, I would buy your ticket. If the Americans want you to go to Guantanamo Bay, I'll buy the ticket for you and your family. So please, Guyanese, 1 week to V-Day, Victory Day. Christmas is coming. Stand behind truth, justice, law and order, and peace. This is the People's Progressive Party. We are the champions. We are the saviors of the democracy. We are the future of Guyana. Nobody should vote for anybody else. All Guyana should vote for the People's Progressive Party. Get rid of the PNC, get rid of the AFC, get rid of all of them. Let them get regular jobs. If they can't find employment, well, they can't say they can't find employment. Then they're lazy. Let them get regular jobs. Close down the PNC, sell Congress Place. You know, put an animal shelter there. Because we have a lot of stray dogs, you need to get them. Sell Congress Place and build an animal shelter so you can house the stray dogs, the stray cows, and all these animals there. But those parties are irrelevant. They don't exist. They're done with. Fucking Norton and corruption, corruption, corruption. Imagine he is talking about corruption. His fucking face is corrupt. That's the only thing he has. This lady I talked about, the Shian. The only thing they have, oh, Jagdi is corrupt. Oh, Jagdi is corrupt. Oh, Jagdi, but there's no evidence. No evidence, but corruption. Don't you see Jagdi's face? Does that look like a corrupt face to you? Look at Ali, he's always smiling. President Ali is always smiling. The man can't be angry. He doesn't have what it takes to be angry. He's always smiling. Look at Jagdeo. Everything to him is funny. He doesn't take anything serious. But yet the man can run a country. Norton and these others, they're always angry, but they can't provide any fucking evidence about their claims of corruption. Never. They're talking about corruption. I still can't hear from Kemraj Ramjatan about the $2 million Guyana dollars, or these PNC people, Rickford, Vera, and these other people. I can't hear from them. Aubrey Norton, can't hear from you. Why are you avoiding talking about the Mohammed's gold smuggling? Why you don't talk about it? Why? Because you've been paid? Why Nigel Hughes? Why? Oh, you're the lawyer, so you can justify taking money. Fucking corruption. Oh, corrupt, oh, corrupt. You think corrupt people can be that peaceful? Jagdeo and Ali are the most peaceful people you can see and hear from. When you are corrupt, you can't sleep at nights. You got to watch your back. That's why Aubrey Norton looks like he lacks years of sleep. Look at Jagdeo. Imagine Norton is younger than Jagdeo. Way younger than Jagdeo. Look at Jagdeo. Folks, we'll continue again. But remember, oh, by the way, before I forgot, I made a note, but somebody reached out to me. You see, Facebook, fuck Facebook. They blocked my accounts. You know that. So, yeah, you can see me, not on Facebook. If you Google me, you'll see me on Facebook. But if you try to access me, you can't. Yeah, that's how they don't know what they want. You Google me, you will see all Facebook, everything. But when you click on it, it's not available. So these people approach me again, and they send this message identifying themselves. There's some marketing agency in Guyana. No, I wouldn't give them mileage to say who they are. I wouldn't give them mileage. But they said there's some marketing agency, and they're doing marketing for a few political organizations, and they would like to place advertisements with me. I said, okay, let me chat in. That would be nice. What's your budget? Sounds attractive, really. The budget was like, I mean, they have money. I mean, politics. There is money in politics, especially around elections time. These guys dish out a lot of money for propaganda. So they have this budget about, they want to like do like a $20,000 for the last week. They want to do $20,000. So if I can use the ad or talk about the ad on my show or insert, you know, display it, something like that, they have a $20,000 budget. I said, okay, sounds nice. What party? Here what the person said, does it matter? You say, yeah, it matters. What party? Yeah, but if you are a public person, if you are what I said, it matters what party. I want to know what ads, which party you're placing, you want to place. I need to know. Yeah, but what kind of a person would ask that question? Isn't it a business? I said, no, it's not a business. I need to know what party you want to place ads on my platform. Which party? Yeah, well, we have from all the parties, I said no. If you have from the PPP, they'll reach out to me directly. They ain't gotta come through you. So who you want to place ads for? Well, we have a budget from Win and PNC and some other shit. I was rude. I was a bit rude when they tell me that. I said, listen to me. I appreciate the approach and I understand, but I don't play ads on my channels. I'm sorry. But even if I said I'm not playing ads on my channel, you can look further, look somewhere else, but I'm not putting ads on my channel. They kept talking and talking and talking, but I didn't respond after that. I don't play ads on my channel. Goodbye. They send me like 10 messages after that. You really think you can trap me, yeah? I mean, I turned down the 200. You come with a different strategy now. You really think you can trap me? You want to place ads? Who the fuck plays ads on? I mean, what kind of a bullshit is this? You got all them newscasts, them news, whatever. Go there. They put ads. Do you ever see me put ads on my thing? I never did. So why the heck you approach me? You think that? I mean, I'm not rich. Yeah, I'm not rich, but you're trying to trap me. And guess what they're gonna do? If I'd said, well, it's just political ads, whatever, and I'd taken it, then they would use that. They would spin it and say, you see, yeah, money, yeah, look, PPP guy, look, he's taking money under the table from Win to push advertising. Look this here. And you're not that smart, Azruddin. You're not. I'm a genius. I told you that. I can't be bought with money. Not even a good-looking woman. Not even if you send that idiot sister of yours. Won't do the job. If I stand with the PPP, I stand with the PPP. I'm not a news agency that will take, no. I'm a pro. Listen. President Ali and Jagdeo, of course, they have nothing to do with the things I say. I do not speak on behalf of them. I stand independent when it comes to my views, so they are not responsible for what I say. President Irfan Ali and Vice President Jagdeo are the most honest, purest. There is no racism, no bigotry, none of that in those men. I'm not a racist. I just call sin as it is. Sin is sin. So when I say I am pro, or a professional PPP supporter, I mean that. There is no part of me that is anyway inclined to go otherwise. None whatsoever. It will never happen. You want Chetty to visit me again? No. The man said, prove my loyalty to being a Jaganizer. I'm doing it. I'm Jaganite. Fuck Win. Fuck PNC. That's it. Now again, don't try it. Okay? Bye now. Fucking Kian Jabur.